Carrying on from where I stopped the last time, I'm looking at something I've called the sadness that comes to us sometimes. The sadness that comes to us sometimes. Again, like I described the last time, it's a kind of sadness that appears in our lives sometimes and just doesn't want to go away. And we find ourselves being sad for extended periods of time. I referred to a man in the Bible, which I'm going to do again today, referring to him, called Elijah. He was God's prophet. And if you look at 1 Kings chapter 19, it tells the story of this man. He did so many great things for God, but this sadness paid him a visit. And he went into a cave and he just slept till the next day. Now, something interesting happens. God comes to him and asks him a question. Elijah, what are you doing here? And Elijah gave him a number of reasons of how he was feeling and how things were not going on and all those things. God now said something to him. He said, look, you go out, come out from this cave that you're in. Just stand by the entrance of the cave and I'm going to come and I'm going to speak with you. Listen out for what I'm going to tell you. And a number of things happened. The Bible says that there was an earthquake and everywhere was rumbling. But instead, God's voice was not in that earthquake. It says there was a fire, all that. The Bible also says that God's voice was not in the fire. And the Bible says something interesting happened. As Elijah was just by the cave, he heard a still, small, gentle voice. And God asked him the question again. What are you doing here? So what's the point that I'm making today? The point I'm making today is that God was not upset with him and God did not tell him off for being in the sad place that he was in, that he was at that point. He didn't say, suck it up. Why are you sad? You should know better. No, God came to him gently and he spoke to him very gently. So the point I'm making today is this. If you're in that sad place, God understands. God's not telling you off, although God doesn't want you to stay there. God speaks to us gently. Why? Because he cares for us. He understands that there are times that we're in this sad place that happens to us. And he cares. And he's not telling you and I off. Instead, he's bringing encouragement to us. And he's asking, what are you doing there? You don't have to stay there. So God's not telling you off for being in a sad place. But he doesn't want you and I to remain there. Why? Because he cares for us.